What's up, everyone? Alan Johnson with the AJ team here. I hope all is well. So, I'm a parent first and foremost, 7-year-old and 9-year-old, and I remember when we started to go out and find a house. We were concerned about what schools our daughters were going to go to, and in all transparency, I wanted my daughter to go to a private school. And in my wife's infinite wisdom, she's so much smarter than I am. We ended up with our daughters going to a Prince William County public school. But I remember the process that we went through, and I just kind of wanted to share the process with you guys. This is not an endorsement of a school at all. It's just the process that we went through when we started to think about things. So, first, you can start with online reviews, right? You can start there. I think that may be a good place for you to start, but make sure that you read the reviews and make sure that you understand who's giving the reviews. I can't say that I've ever given a review on anything online. And if you're a lot like me, then I have to understand that different people give reviews, right? I handle things differently than other people. So I think it's very important that you have to give yourself the perspective of who's giving the review. And are they speaking maybe about a personal issue that they had with an administrator or a teacher? Or are they talking about things that are, just a little bit more around, the system of the school, right? So I just think sometimes we have to understand the perspective of the person that's giving reviews. It's not good or bad. It's just that everyone's a little bit different, right? And make sure that you focus on the things that are important to you in the review. If someone gives a review and it's something that they have an issue with or something that's excited to them, but it's not about like something that's important to you, then make sure you weigh that out properly. All right. So I I've never written a review for a restaurant. I love Mike's American in Springfield, but I've never written a review about a restaurant. Whenever I go to a place on travel, I always look at Yelp, and I can always tell when the review is a personal issue, a personal service issue versus a food quality issue. And for me, the personal service issue could, like, oftentimes that's the customers. Like the customer came in on a bad day, their expectation of service is very different than what my expectation of service is. But the food quality issue is something that's a little bit different. So just make sure that, especially when you're looking at schools, I know it's an example, but it's the same thing. Is it a personal issue or is it a quality issue? And those are two different things. All right. I think also you should talk to local experts. I think talking to local school board members, they're very accessible, talking to them about what their thoughts are about a school, talking to other teachers. You can find, you can go to the school and maybe, set up a Zoom call with the actual teacher that is there, and also talking to other parents. I think other parents that are like you, right? If you can ask your real estate agent or ask a professional, hey, do you know someone that I would be cool with who's going to a school that we have a lot of commonalities, that we can actually have a conversation with, is probably a better way to review a school than to just do it, through an online review. And last but not least, I got a very good friend of mine that I went to George Mason. His daughter goes to is in her first year at UVA, right? Super bright. He was freaking super smart. She is super smart. But they pulled their kid out of one of the best high schools, right? I think it was a top 10 high school in the area, to go to a high school that was, quote unquote, a high school that was on the lower rung of the online reviews, right? And the reason why they did that was because the things that they value were different. They wanted more diversity. They wanted an environment where they felt like that their kid could flourish, right? So they chose their priority based off of what they wanted, right? So I think sometimes as we go about, just kind of thinking about, like, all right, well, what, where do I want my son or daughter to go to school? If you're only doing it one way online, I don't think that you're doing it the way that you need to be doing it. You can always, look online and look at one review, but I think that, your kid's education warrants a little bit more research and just a little bit more thoughtfulness. So I just wanted to explain how we went through that process. Again, this is not an endorsement of a school. Realtors are not supposed to be doing that. But I also think it's important for us to kind of understand the thought process of the way that you should be selecting those things. So Alan Johnson with the AJ team. You have the dream. We have the address. We'll see you soon.